Hey buddies, it's me, Titi. Today we are going to make a super cool abstract geometric painting like this. We are going to use yarn to get this cool striped effect. Wow, that looks so awesome, but is it hard to do? Don't worry, this technique is actually really easy and simple. Let's go over what you need to get started. A piece of canvas. Mine is about 5 by 7 inches, but yours could be any size. It could be as big or small as you want. Some yarn, scissors to cut your yarn, pom poms in various sizes, paints in as many colors as you want to use, a tray or a palette for your paints, and don't forget, something to cover your surface to protect your table in case you spill some paint. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is take our canvas and wrap it with some yarn. Everywhere that the yarn is, we'll leave behind a white stripe, kind of like in this painting. So the more yarn you use, the more white stripes you'll end up with on your finished product. Take your canvas and take one end of the yarn and wrap it around. Leave this end of the yarn free and hold it tightly so we can tie it at the end. Then wrap the rest of the yarn around the canvas in any design that you want. I think I'm going to make some X's to start with. Remember that everywhere the yarn goes should leave a white stripe behind at the end. Now I'm going to take it across the long side of the canvas. This looks cool already. Now, when you have a design that you're happy with, turn it over onto the back. Cut your yarn and take the last end and the first end and tie it together tightly into a knot. This will keep the yarn design in place as you work. I'm going to take my scissors and trim off these loose ends so they don't get in the way. Turn your canvas over, and now you're ready to paint. Now take your paints and put them into your palette or your tray. Today I'm going to use a combination of pinks and greens and blues, but feel free to use any colors that make you happy. Now, you'll notice that I don't have any brushes with me today, and that's because we are going to be painting with pom-poms instead of brushes. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. The reason we're gonna do that is because with brushes, sometimes the brush tends to go underneath the yarn and mess up our nice lines. With pom-poms, it's easy to press down carefully and leave the yarn intact. That helps keep our stripe design. I'm gonna take my pom-pom and I am going to start with some light blue. I'll dip it into the paint. And now I'll just make little spots all over my canvas. Today I'm using acrylic paints, but you can use any type of paints you have. Be sure to put some spots on top of the yarn. Now, I'm going to paint the sides. Don't forget about the sides of your canvas. Looking good so far. I'm going to take another pom-pom, a small one this time, and start a new color. I think I'm going to do some pink. Here goes. Don't be afraid to overlap colors, because that's how you end up with a cool layered effect in the end. I like using different sizes of pom-poms because then it makes your polka dots different sizes. gonna go into some green next. I'll take another pom-pom. The green's almost the same color as my pom-pom. Green is definitely one of my most favorite colors. What's your favorite color? How about some dark blue next? I'll take a mini pom-pom for that. This blue kind of reminds me of the night sky. I like to use a variety of light and dark colors when I'm painting. We're already starting to get fun layers of colors going on. Let's do another color. How about light pink? As you can see, my colors are starting to mix, and I think that's making it look even cooler. This is such a pretty light pink. It reminds me of flowers just blooming in the spring. I've got one last pom-pom, so one more color. I'm gonna do this pretty light teal bluish green color. I don't even know what to call this color. What would you call it? I like to fill in all the little white spots I can see on my painting. That way when we take off the yarn, the white stripes will really pop. These colors sort of remind me of a jungle or a garden. I think I'm gonna go back over with one of my old colors that kind of got hidden in there, like this blue. Having a nice contrast of light and dark and bright colors really helps bring your painting to life. And finally, I'm going back to this pink. I think this looks great. I think this painting looks super cool already, but we have to wait for it to dry before we can take the yarn off and see our cool stripe design. So we have to be patient and wait about an hour or two before we can remove the yarn. In the meantime, I think I'm gonna go wash my hands. Ew! The painting is all dry, so now it's time to cut the yarn off. Let's flip it over and take your scissors and just cut. I'm gonna just cut it off in a few places to make it easy to take the yarn off. I'll flip it over and let's peel this off. Ooh, I can already see some of our lines. If the yarn is a little bit stuck to the painting, don't worry, you can just pull it right off. Wow, this is looking so super cool. Oh my goodness, that looks incredible. Wow, I love how this turned out. I like that you can still see where all the yarn was, but they're not exactly perfectly straight lines. I think that really adds to it. I love this. It really reminds me of like a garden with lily pads and flowers and a pond. I just think these are so cool. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I had a ton of fun with this project, and I hope you'll give it a try yourself. I think you'll find that it's very easy to do and very rewarding at the end. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you again soon, and happy creating!